How's it going, guys? It's Sean here. In front of me I have a 2021 BMW X640i. So let's do a quick walk around the outside, inside, just go over some of the tech. So let's start on the outside. And the biggest thing I want to point out is the color. So this vehicle is in a tanzanite blue, which on an X6 looks absolutely stunning. And if I zoom into the paint, I'm not sure if the camera can capture the flakes, but unbelievable. It looks so nice. And as I pan out a little bit here, you'll see the silver accent, silver grille on the front end. 2021 BMW X6s all come with an M appearance package. So unlike an X5, you do have this lower front fascia, and you can see the radar tucked in behind it as well. Just makes it look much more aggressive. And within the grille, you also have the active shutter. So the shutters will automatically open and close to warm the vehicle up and save on fuel as well. Coming down here, this does have the upgraded headlights. So this is a laser headlight, basically shoots out about 500 meters, double the distance of a regular LED light. And it also helps not blinding your other people too when you're driving, and it's a whiter light. So very nice to have that on here. LED fogs, and then you see your park distance sensors across the front. Gonna help you when you're getting close to an object. And even over here as well, you have that front camera. So this does have the 360 camera. And as I pan out, just maybe a popular opinion is, I think this color, the tanzanite blue with the silver accent on the front, is the best color combination on this vehicle. Correct me if I'm wrong. But let's go over to the side. And one of the things I mentioned was this has the M Sport appearance package. So you're gonna see no chrome outside of the rims. So looking across the bottom part of the trim over here, it's no plastic pieces. Again, very stealth-like, very sporty. So these rims on an X1, on an X6, you typically have 21-inch rims that are standard. This does have the upgraded 22-inch 742 bi-colored wheels. Again, two color tone. It really pops out, and behind it you'll see that blue brake caliper. So that is the M Sport brake. Going to help with stopping distance. This specific setup, so if I pan out again, might be hard to see, but your front tires are 275s and your rears are 315s, so it's a staggered appearance. It just gives it that little bit more of a performance look as well. What really makes the X6 different is that back end. So you got that coupe-like look. For every 10 X5 you see, you might see one X6, and just really differentiates it compared to everything else on the road. Looking at the back, so nice. You got that dual exhaust across the back, body colored rear valance, and you got the camera tucked all the way underneath here. This specific vehicle does have the nice spoiler as well. Nothing too flashy, but it still stands out. And then you got that little bit of a spoiler back here as well. Super nice. In Canada, everything's X-Drive, so we have all-wheel drive. It's rear bias, but you have all-wheel drive regardless of what vehicle you configure. Has opened the tailgate. Pretty large opening, and again, you can adjust that if you live in a condo or whatnot. But looking at the back space, there is a ton of space back here. Again, what's really going to differentiate it compared to an X5 is the upper part of the trunk space. So if you carry larger items, tall items, probably better off with an X5. Otherwise, you do have the depth, and there is 40-20-40 split seats down there as well, with storage underneath as well. So you can store valuables, laptop bags, or anything like that. You got your tow kit right there, and lock nuts should be around here somewhere. A couple of tie downs, so depending on if you don't want objects to move around. You got your first aid back here, and then latches on both sides, so you can fold the seats forward. If you want a kind of a full flat floor, do an IKEA run, and you have grocery hooks as well. Nice skid plate, so you're carrying out luggage, you won't scratch anything up. And you saw here, so we have a couple of different buttons. This specific button here, so if you're loading, say, a heavier object, it's actually going to lower that back end, so it just makes it easier to carry stuff in and out. And then you do have the, you can close the trunk as well, or you can close and lock it as you walk away. And there's some LED lights there. Just watch it close. Awesome. Let's go to the front end. I just want to take a look at the engine and go over some of the options. So I unlocked the latch twice to open the hood, but again, you just need to lift. You don't have to search for a prod or any switches to open the hood. This specific vehicle does have the standard 6-cylinder motor, 3.0 single turbo. It's about 335 horsepower, and it gives you about 21 to 26 mpg on the road as well. So fairly efficient vehicle for a long distance. That purple lines across there, that's because we do have a 48-volt battery, and that's going to help power your electronics on the inside and help a little bit with the fuel economy and the auto start stop. It also eliminates that auto start stop button, so if you're not a fan of it, keep that in mind when you're shopping. Outside of this, you do have the 40, you have the M50, which gives you a twin turbo V8 with 523 horsepower, and you have a X6M or X6M competition, which now keeps the V8 twin turbo, but bumps you to 600 or 617 horsepower. And you'll see on the side over there, your easy cap to fill up the washer fluid, terminals for your battery, and some strut bars for rigidity as well. Close the hood, and we'll make our way to the back and take a look at the space in the trunk. And coming to the back here, keep in mind I'm about 6'2", so one of the big differences compared to the X5 is that little bit of a slope. You do have side shades here if you have kids in the back. It does have the upgraded Harman Kardon surround system with the black interior, ambient lighting, and you can open your window back here. Latch systems on both sides, so if you have young infants, it's easier to keep them in here. Open this up. So you do have some armrests, you have a little bit of storage underneath, and you got your cup holders over here as well. And if I take the seat, this is your travel and comfort system. So you'll notice on behind both seats, you do have USB-Cs. So again, if you're going on a road trip, you have an iPad, you can leave it plugged in. And this actually gives you an iPad dock, so you can hook it up to here, have your iPad facing like this, and kids can stay entertained while you're doing a long road trip. Got some piano black across here. You do have heated seats in the back, dual zone climate in the back as well. So you have 4-zone climate in the vehicle. And then you got a little bit of storage and a 12-volt all the way at the bottom. In terms of storage, you do have back seat pockets as well. And there's your cup holders. And there's some ambient lighting too. Nice view of the front. Very similar to the X5 when you come from the driver's seat forward. And it does have the the panoramic sunroof options, so you do get a lot of visibility. I find it a little bit smaller than the X5, obviously because of the dimensions on the vehicle, but it's still enough space on this vehicle. So I'm gonna hop in the front so we can talk about what's new. And coming to the front door, a couple things I wanted to mention on the side mirror. You do have blind spots, so that's one of the active safety systems you have in the vehicle, and then you have a camera on the side to help you with the 360 camera. Look at the handle, touch the groove and it'll lock the door, or put your hand in to unlock. And then you have your windows. You can open all 4 windows. You can adjust the side mirrors, lock and unlock. Nice chrome over there. You can set your seats, and this button actually allows you to adjust the passenger seat as well in case the seat's not configured properly, and you can open the tailgate with that over there. Again, that's the latch I'm talking about to open the trunk. And then you do see with the M Sport, or with the M Sport appearance package, you do have the sporty pedals with the M Sport embossed there as well, and then M Sport down here. This vehicle does have the comfort seat package with the Vernasca leather, so big difference. These bolsters are not as prominent as the Sports, so it's easier for different body styles, larger body styles, or any type of body style really, to get in the vehicle and out without that interference. And it also gives you 20-way adjustable seats, so again, more configurations for more body types. And that's a nice quick view over here, and we'll take a seat. And as I move back a little bit, you're greeted with the nice M Sport steering wheel. So you'll see it's basically a little bit narrow down there, and you agree with some paddle shifts across the top. So if we look over here, you do have your adaptive cruise control. This does have the advanced driver assist package. So again, you can adjust the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and the vehicle will actually stop and start again from a complete stop. So you don't have to adjust that. Heated steering wheel, huge plus. A lot of your audio buttons, so your volume, your different switches over there. Answer your phone and your voice communication. I'm actually going to start the vehicle to get some cooling in here. So foot on the brake. And that vehicle started. And you'll notice directly in front of us, you have the 12.3-inch display. So this is standard on the BMW X6. Again, fully customizable, well, fairly customizable. You do have a map directly in the middle. Across the right side, I can cycle through different data. So again, I can see what radio stations are playing or what setting I'm in as well. And then as I change from like sport mode into Eco Pro, you'll notice the information changes, the color changes as well. So it just shows the information that's important in that mode. This little thing over here is the driver's attention assist. So if you're getting tired or anything like that, it's actually going to look at your eyes and detect if you need a break or you need to kind of pull over on the side of the road. Nice safety feature to have. And you have the heads-up display. I don't know if this camera captures it, but it shows you the speed limit in that specific zone. Navigation, if you have that set up. Phone calls that come in, and radio stations, or if you're changing like tracks on your iPod or something, you have that as well. Okay, and I'll pan out a little bit here. So a couple buttons across the bottom. You have a lot of your defrost. This vehicle does have ventilated seats, so as I press this button here, you're greeted with a whole bunch of different settings. Let me turn off that heated seat. And then you have your dual zone climate. You can adjust the temperatures there as well. These are the intelligent safety systems. So as I go to configure, again, you can do the forward collision mitigation. You can adjust the basically the responsiveness for the side collision, lane departure. If you want steering intervention as well included, just check that off. And above 70 kilometers, the steering will actually intervene. It's got blind spot, and this vehicle with the advanced driver assist package also gives you front and rear collision warning. It also gives you cross traffic alert both on front and back as well, on top of a lot of this information that you have directly in front of you. So good on BMW for including all those safety features. Got your mode. This is pretty cool here because you can customize it to anything. So it can be radio stations, navigation, phone, whatever you want, and it doesn't you don't have to be in like FM, for example, to only be able to press FM buttons. You can be in any mode. Different tracks down there. And as we look over here, you have a nice aluminum setup over here. It's got some good texture. Let's open this up. I don't know if you can see down there, but you have your wireless charger. So with the vehicle, it does have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. Throw your phone down there. Never worry about having to plug stuff in. Every vehicle should have that now. You got your USB down here. So just want to point out that specific type of USB, this is the only location where you have it. Otherwise, everything else is USB-C, 12-volt outlet, heated and cooled cup holders. So, you know, if I have a cold drink here and then a warm drink over there, you can keep them nice, warm, and cool at the same time. Close that up. This is your transmission over here. It is 8-speed. You have a button on the side over here. So you're going to put your foot on the brake, press the button, and pop it into gear. And once you're finished, press P, and it's going to go back into park. Down here, you have your traction control. If I press that first button, that's your rear view camera. And then if I press the second button below that, you'll notice basically your rear camera with the trajectory lines. You'll notice your 360 camera. Again, it'll tell you if the doors are open. And then you notice two buttons up here. I don't know if the camera can capture it. Automatic parking help will basically automatically parallel or reverse park. And unlike other cars, you don't have to use the brake, use the steering, use the pedal. The vehicle does all of it by itself. So if you're going to include that feature, make sure the vehicle does it itself. It's just kind of self-explanatory. Backup assistant. Again, you go into a tight area. You're not comfortable backing out of that tight area. It's basically press that button and it's going to reverse, I believe, up to 50 meters out the same way you went in. So it's very handy, especially on a vehicle this big with these sort of blind spots on the car. You got your start stop button. Down here you have basically 4 different buttons. Sport mode is going to be kind of your sporty drive. You know, you're on the back roads. Comfort is a mix of fuel economy and sportiness, with Eco Pro being, you know, you're doing a long drive, 6-7 hours on the highway, put it in Eco, save some gas. Adaptive uses GPS to detect if you need to go into a sports setting or into a comfort or eco setting, depending on the location you are, the location you're going to. So it just basically automates these 3 buttons: auto brake hold, electronic parking brake, and hill descent. Coming over here, this is your iDrive controller. So the vehicle is touchscreen up there, or you can use a traditional keypad or trackball over here. Again, most people when they have BMWs tend to use this just because you don't have to reach over. And across the bottom, you'll notice this vehicle does have the air suspension. Again, air suspension is going to give you more of a softer drive, whereas the adaptive M suspension, which an X6 comes with, gives you more of a sportier drive. So it's really tailored to what you prefer. Let's peek across the dash, and you'll look at the passenger door. And you look at the seats as well. So like I mentioned earlier, Vernasca leather is your standard leather, and then you can upgrade it to a full merino leather if you're looking for something more plush, something more soft as well, and a little bit of upscale as well. Nice dash over there. This is your armrest. So if you press the little button over here, you'll see some of my equipment down there, but you'll see a USB-C and a nice light back here. Cool thing I want to mention, when you turn your heat seats on, you can actually have these heat up as well. So these will heat up, your steering will heat up, and your seats will heat up. So if you're in the middle of winter, you live up here in Canada like I do, it's nice to have more of these things heat up for you. And again, on top of that, you do have remote start, so that's a huge plus as well. I'm not going to go too much into detail on the iDrive, but again, this is your iDrive 7 touchscreen like I mentioned, so you can swipe and see live tiles. Go into specific options, so you have media, again, satellite radio, AM, FM, and Spotify. Hit your home button, you have your communication, which gives you, helps you pair your phone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Navigation, BMW does one of the better navigation screens on the market. Very responsive. Hit your where to, and you can look for grocery stores, gas stations, or type in specific addresses like 123 Main Street. Car. So this is where you can start tinkering with some of the car settings. So if I go into settings, you can start tinkering with the lights, the driver assistance setups. Like if I go into here, you have a whole bunch of different setups as well. Really allows the vehicle to be customized to what you're looking for. And then you have the apps button there. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto are stored here, but you have a few different things like your personal assistant, BMW assistant, driver recorder. Just think of it as a dash cam all around your vehicle, so it has your front, back, left, and right, and you can pull that information out in case there was an accident or anything like that. News, weather, BMW connected as well. Lap timer. So again, if you're going on a track or anything like that, it'll load the lap up. Obviously, be compliant, but you can start recording the laps as well. Pretty cool if you take the car to the track. I would probably take it with an X6M versus a 40i, but everybody's got their own opinion. And there I am. What's up? There's your garage settings down there. Again, you got some piano black across the top. You have your vent, or you have your switch over here to open or vent the windows. SOS. I've used that button a bunch of times when I've blown tires out. They're really responsive. And then you got a black roof as well. And a big difference here, because it has that coupe-like back end, it's going to be a little bit smaller compared to an X5 in terms of the blind spot, but it still does a really good job as well. Okay, so this was just a quick overview on the X6. I hope you enjoyed the vehicle, this walkthrough. Again, if you like it, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, hit the notification bell as well. I like making these videos, so if you have any requests, feel free to reach out. Again, thank you for tuning in, and have a great day.